Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 2, Book 26, number 706. Narrated by Urwa. I asked Aisha, how do you interpret the statement of Allah? Verily, the mountains, as Safa and Al-Marwa, are among the symbols of Allah, and whoever performs the Hajj to the Kaaba or performs Umrah, it is not harmful for him to perform tawaf between them, Safa and Marwa. 2.158. By Allah, it is evident from this revelation, there is no harm if one does not perform tawaf between Safa and Marwa. Aisha said, "Oh, my nephew, your interpretation is not true. Had this interpretation of yours been correct, the statement of Allah should have been, it is not harmful for him if he does not perform tawaf between them." But in fact, this divine inspiration was revealed concerning the Ansar who used to assume Ram for worshipping an idol called Manat, which they used to worship at a place called Al-Mushalal before they embraced Islam. And whoever assumed Iram, for the idol, would consider it not right to perform tawaf between Safa and Marwa. When they embraced Islam, they asked Allah's Apostle, P.B.U.H., regarding it, saying, "O Allah's Apostle, we used to refrain from tawaf between Safa and Marwa." So Allah revealed, "Verily, the mountains, as Safa and Al-Marwa, are among the symbols of Allah." Aisha added, "Surely, Allah's Apostle set the tradition of tawaf between Safa and Marwa, so nobody is allowed to omit the tawaf between them." Later on Urwa told Abu Bakr bin Abdurrahman of Aisha's narration, and he said, "I have not heard of such information. But I heard learned men saying that all the people, except those whom Aisha mentioned and who used to assume Ram for the sake of Manat, used to perform tawaf between Safa and Marwa." When Allah referred to the tawaf of the Kaaba and did not mention Safa and Marwa in the Quran, the people asked, "O Allah's Apostle, we used to perform tawaf between Safa and Marwa, and Allah has revealed the verses concerning tawaf of the Kaaba and has not mentioned Safa and Marwa. Is there any harm if we perform tawaf between Safa and Marwa?" So Allah revealed, "Verily, as Safa and Al-Marwa are among the symbols of Allah." Abu Bakr said, "It seems that this verse was revealed concerning the two groups, those who used to refrain from tawaf between Safa and Marwa in the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, and those who used to perform the tawaf then, and after embracing Islam they refrained from the tawaf between them, as Allah had enjoined tawaf of the Kaaba and did not mention tawaf of Safa and Marwa, till later after mentioning the tawaf of the Kaaba." Volume 2, Book 26, number 707. Narrated by Nafi. Ibn Umar said, "When Allah's Apostle performed the first tawaf, he did ramal in the first 3 rounds and then walked in the remaining 4 rounds of tawaf of the Kaaba, whereas in performing tawaf between Safa and Marwa he used to run in the midst of the rainwater passage." I asked Nafi, did Abdullah bin Umar used to walk steadily on reaching the Yemenite corner? He replied, "No, unless people were crowded at the corner, otherwise he would not leave it without touching it." Volume 2, Book 26, number 708. Narrated by Amr bin Dinar. We asked Ibn Umar whether a man who, while performing Umrah, had performed tawaf of the Kaaba, and had not yet performed tawaf between Safa and Marwa, could have sexual relation with his wife. Ibn Umar replied, "The Prophet, P.B.U.H., reached Mecca and performed the 7 rounds of tawaf of the Kaaba and then offered a 2-rakat prayer behind Maqam Ibrahim and then performed the 7 rounds of tawaf between Safa and Marwa." He added, "Verily, in Allah's Apostle, P.B.U.H., you have a good example." We asked Jabir bin Abdullah the same question, and he said, that man, should not come near his wife till he has completed tawaf between Safa and Marwa. Volume 2, Book 26, number 709. Narrated by Amr bin Dinar. I heard Ibn Umar saying, the Prophet arrived at Mecca and performed tawaf of the Kaaba and then offered a 2-rakat prayer and then performed tawaf between Safa and Marwa. Ibn Umar then recited the verse, Verily, in Allah's Apostle, P.B. U.H. you have a good example. Volume 2, Book 26, number 710. Narrated by Azam. I asked Anas bin Malik, did you used to dislike to perform tawaf between Safa and Marwa? He said, yes, as it was of the ceremonies of the days of the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, till Allah revealed, verily, the 2 mountains, as Safa and Al-Marwa are among the symbols of Allah. It is therefore no sin for him who performs the pilgrimage to the Kaaba, or performs Umrah, to perform tawaf between them. 2.158. Volume 2, Book 26, number 711. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Allah's Apostle performed tawaf of the Kaaba and the Sahi of Safa and Marwa so as to show his strength to the pagans. Volume 2, Book 26, number 712. Narrated by Aisha. I was menstruating when I reached Mecca. So, I neither performed tawaf of the Kaaba, nor the tawaf between Safa and Marwa. Then I informed Allah's Apostle about it. He replied, perform all the ceremonies of Hajj like the other pilgrims, but do not perform tawaf of the Kaaba till you get clean from your menses. Volume 2, Book 26, number 713. Narrated by Jabir bin Abdullah. The Prophet and his companions assumed ihram for Hajj and none except the Prophet, P.B. U.H. and Talha had the Hadi, sacrifice, with them. Ali arrived from Yemen and had a Hadi with him. Ali said, I have assumed ihram for what the Prophet has done. The Prophet ordered his companions to perform the Umrah with the ram which they had assumed, and after finishing tawaf of Kaaba, Safa and Marwa, to cut short their hair, and to finish their ram except those who had Hadi with them. They, the people, said, how can we proceed to Mina for Hajj after having sexual relations with our wives? When that news reached the Prophet, he said, if I had formerly known what I came to know lately, I would not have brought the Hadi with me. Had there been no Hadi with me, I would have finished the state of ram. Aisha got her menses, so she performed all the ceremonies of Hajj except tawaf of the Kaaba, and when she got clean from her menses, she performed tawaf of the Kaaba. She said, O Allah's Apostle, all of you are returning with the Hajj and Umrah, but I am returning after performing Hajj only. So the Prophet ordered Abdurrahman bin Abu Bakr to accompany her to Tanim, and thus she performed the Umrah after the Hajj.